I'm Justin Cohn. I'll be the Thunderbirds College Prep head coach. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I played in Philadelphia for the Junior Flyers my whole youth career, and then I moved on to the EHL with the Philadelphia Junior Flyers. Then from there, I went to the Buffalo Regals, where I played with Dave. Played in the NCDC for the Rochester Monarchs and the Utica Junior Comets. And then I finished off in New Jersey with the Titans. And then from there, I made a Division III commitment to Alvernia University. I went there for a quick stint, 1 year, and then I got a great opportunity in Albuquerque, New Mexico, to be their assistant coach for their NAPrepHL program. It was the inaugural season, and I was also the 14U head coach out there as well. And then we just wrapped up our last season here in Decatur, where I finished up. I was the elite head coach, premier assistant, and now I'm here in Columbus.
David Dew, serving as the general manager for the college prep team. Born and raised here in Columbus. Went to Olentangy Liberty High School. Graduated from there. Played for that hockey team, and then went into the junior stuff. Went out and played for Seacoast College Prep. That was an independent college prep opportunity, just similar to what we're putting together for these kids here in Columbus. So very experienced within that realm and kind of know how that works, the ins and outs. I followed that up with went over to Buffalo and the GOJHL, joined him for some good junior B hockey out in Canada, and after that made a college commitment to Bryn Athyn College out in Pennsylvania, and then injuries happened and whatnot, and found myself in the hockey operation side of things with some scouting roles within various leagues. I did some video work with the 40-yard Meteors in the GOJHL, and then was a scout with the Elmira Junior Enforcers before hopping into the director scouting role with the Ogden Mustangs within the NCDC, and settling into that role very nicely. We're a pretty successful program, and got to throw on a USHL scouting job on top of that with the Fargo Force with the USHL. Very esteemed programs, both had a lot of success this year, and very proud to attach myself to that, and then also be able to attach the program we're putting together here and filter those opportunities for our guys. Being from here, it's obviously, I'm ecstatic about it. We were sniffing, our ownership group was sniffing around a couple different cities and areas. A couple different opportunities arose, and when Columbus kind of logistically worked out with not only the schedule we wanted to put together, but just the overall landscape of things and with the Thunderbirds, it was just kind of a perfect fit. And we're going to be here locally at the Chiller Ice Rinks, and I grew up playing at those rinks, and it's part of my network. So obviously very excited about that, and things just kind of all fell into the place throughout our network and with the Thunderbirds network, and we couldn't be more happy about it.
To end up in Columbus, it's awesome because it's Dave's hometown here, and we're ready to take over this town, this great city.
Talk about your relationship with the Thunderbirds and Tom specifically.
I go way back with Tom. He coached me for Bantam AA, his Columbus Capitals team back then. Tom's always been the best at putting together independent schedules and kind of being independent and away from the rest and doing your own thing, and that's obviously what we're doing here. We're an independent junior team, and it is against the grain. Like he mentioned earlier, there hasn't been an independent team in a long time, and when I called Tom, I knew he would be one of the few that was into it, and that's exactly how it went. He was all for it, and we started kind of manifesting this thing together. And I always knew Tom was going to have his own program and his own thing, and now that he does, the SISU Thunderbirds program, which I think he named after his father and in honor of him and whatnot, and it's incredible what he's put together in the past few years. They obviously have all the youth programs that they do, multiple teams, and a lot of kids that he's helped propel to the next level. He definitely found a gap in the market here in Ohio, and has filled that niche perfectly, and brings his program out to very high quality competition out in those NAPrepHL showcases and whatnot. And that was extremely impressive for me, and considering they're kind of an independent entity themselves, I thought it was kind of the perfect relationship for us to collaborate with and move forward with, and it's been nothing but great so far, and it's obviously going to run very well too.
And it is about having the right people in the building, and it started with Tom. He's the president. He's a great person, so being around him, learning from him as well has been fantastic. And there's hour-long phone calls we're going through every single day. We can't get away from this thing. We love it. It's all we talk about, just constantly what's some things we can do to improve on, what's going to be best for our players. It's just been a blast so far. And season hasn't even started yet. No, we're going through the hard times right now of recruiting, setting up our schedule. But when you love doing something, it doesn't feel like work. It does not feel like work. So constantly just putting in the max effort we can give to these players, giving them a great experience here.
And then, when does the season start for anybody who wants to talk about being a younger coach team and what that does to help you when you're talking to players?
Our biggest influence is our age. With us just getting out of the game 3 years ago, 4 years ago, we were playing together and hopping into his scouting roles, me coaching, getting that experience at this age, we can really relate to these players. I know what I liked when I played, what I didn't like, so I like to bring that, and then I learn from them. What do you guys like? What do you not like? I like to think I'm a player's coach. I can really relate to them. My door is always open to my office. I like the players, building a great relationship. That's the start of everything, making sure you have a strong locker room. You got the right guys in there who want to be here in Columbus and really create that good culture.
And we've been working together so long now that I could read his mind, he could read my mind. We can kind of make decisions for each other. We know what each other's going to say, and that's only going to benefit, a full season team, which we've never been able to put something together like that until now. And we're obviously really excited based on the success of our other endeavors to apply that to this and kind of just let it go.
Yeah, so he was the goalie, so I was a defenseman. So our communication had to be sound on the ice.
At all times.
And that started off the ice. We were doing everything together. That's where our relationship started, and that's where we started Mole Hockey. Talking about how can we help kids out like us in the future. So at the age of 18, we were already talking about this. And then 6 years later, here we are sitting here talking to you about starting our own program. But communication starts off the ice. That's 3/4 of the battle.
Talked a little bit about what Mole Hockey is and how that got started.
We started Mole Hockey 4 years ago when we were in college, and that's what's nice is we've been doing this stuff for a long time, even when we were still playing technically. And it's an elite summer select team. We have kids from all over. We've had kids from the West Coast, kids from Canada, a lot of kids from out east. We take them to the highest end showcases in North America. The various nature of the showcases we attend, there's high end NHL scouts, NCAA Division I, NCAA Division III, prep, various. We place kids at kind of all levels. Just by the attention they receive at those showcases. And we spend a lot of time with each kid. We represent them in a way and help them get placed at whatever level they desire to be, whether it's Tier 3, 2, or 1 hockey or college hockey. We have a proven track record of helping them out, and a lot of good testimonials of players that would agree with that as well.
Yeah, it's a unique experience for the players because we used to recruit 15 kids for 2 different tournaments, but now we're making it more strict on the talent we're taking. So we're only taking 15 kids at each level to two tournaments throughout the summer. That gives us the ability to work more one-on-one with them, interact with their families, create that relationship.
More playing time.
Yeah, more playing time because we only have 15 to 20 kids. Give them that exposure to the youth coaches because we have the 08 program. So those kids are still in the youth. We got the U18 program and the U20 program. So those kids are looking to go to college or play junior hockey. So we don't just limit it to our what we have, our affiliations, his scouting, my coaching roles. Whoever comes in wants to talk to our players, that's the best thing. Get them new voices, hear different perspectives on the hockey world. Everyone thinks about the hockey world differently. So it's always good to get new voices in there, talk to the players.
What separates Mole Hockey from all the other organizations out there?
This is a unique opportunity for a lot of players to come here. And what separates it apart? We're independent. We really have no restrictions. And we're taking advantage of that. David's been doing a great job with the scheduling. We're playing the prestigious prep schools out there. And we're going to do a college series against prestigious ACHA programs as well. And we're working on something behind the scenes here. I don't know if I should expose it now. Yeah, this is a great time to expose it. We're working with a different league right now to try to do a few games with that league, or maybe even get into a showcase. Get the guys junior games, prep games, and also college games. So we can bring our guys to the campus, let them experience what these programs are going to do for them in the future, the way their fans show up to the rink, get in that college feel. We'll go on tours. Great way for them to be exposed to the coach right in front of them. And that hasn't been done in 5-6 years. You know, when you played with Seacoast, it's the last time it's been done. So a unique experience with us being independent and having really no true restrictions.
Yeah, and you know, our scouting roles at the next level, you know, the USHL and the NCDC and whatnot, I scout all this stuff, so I know exactly you know, my boss in Ogden, I know exactly what he likes, you know, to see on a schedule where he likes his players to come from, and I'm able to, you know, kind of put a schedule together to replicate that and kind of emphasize that, and we're not limited to a certain schedule by a league, which is it's actually great to not be restricted by those boundaries, and like he said, we're going to fully maximize it and face the hardest competition within multiple aspects of hockey.
How important is the education side of what you guys are doing?
The first question I get asked from a coach before we move forward, what's their GPA? If they don't got that GPA, they're not going to waste their time, because we're not going to waste the coach's time. We're not going to waste the player's time. So the academics is honestly the biggest part of it, or else you won't get into a college. And that's fine. College isn't for everyone. There's different routes. We can send our guys to the pro leagues, whatever. There's different routes. It's not just the college route, but we're obviously emphasizing the college route heavily. And you got good grades, you'll be successful. And if you don't have the good grades, that's fine. We'll help you find a way to make sure those grades improve.
It's college prep, you know, that's the Thunderbirds College Prep, so that's a huge emphasis on the academic side of things and preparing them for the next level, because as you know, it's a lot of work on the athletic side of things, but it's even more work on the academic side of things.
What advice do you have for players who are looking to potentially come into your program?
Never quit. You know, if you can't do it, that's okay. But at least you said you did it. At least try, and always be positive. You know, don't beat yourself up. Talk to yourself good. You know, keep on preaching in your head that I'm going to go out, I'm going to make good passes, I'm going to score a goal, I'm going to be a good teammate. You know, at the end of the day, there's probably 1% going to the NHL. You know, the most important thing, just in like in life, you got to have fun with it. You know, there's a standard you got to raise up to, but for the youth kids, it's about making sure you're doing the right things, creating those good habits early on, and you're leaving the rink with a smile at the end of the day.
Don't be deceived. You know, there's a lot of opportunities out there that might be false, and there's a lot of, unfortunately, teams want your money. And there's a lot of opportunities that are, you know, just not kind of worth the player's time and aren't direct. And that's something, like I like to say, numbers don't lie. You know, if a junior team has never placed a kid at the NCAA level before, then don't expect, you know, to place yourself at the NCAA level after playing for them for a season. So find a program or a coach that has a proven track record of putting kids in college or higher levels of junior at the next level, and you'll obviously find success and be put in the correct places for success.
How important is the element of social media, not only in recruiting your players, but teaching them about how to handle social media responsibly?
Social media is huge. It's everywhere. You can't escape it unless you don't have it, unless you don't download it on your iPhone. But everyone has it. It can be used in a really good way. Like, we use it for scouting. That's how we reach out to players, because we can't always find their phone numbers, their emails. So on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn.
They're all on Instagram.
Yep, they're all on Instagram. It's a great way to reach out to the players, and posting their highlights or something the program's doing very well, or doing interviews or something they're doing behind the scenes. That's when it can be used in a great way. But social media has also been a really tough influence on a lot of younger kids here. So we want to make sure they're using it the right way. They're not spending all their time scrolling on TikTok for an hour or two when they could be out there shooting pucks, stick handling, or going to work, creating new relationships. So social media can be very beneficial, but it can also destroy someone as well. So making sure there's a fine line there is one that we're just constantly looking to improve on.
As we said, we recruit off of it. So, you know, what's on your profile matters. Behavioral wise too, you know, you can't just be putting anything on those social media accounts, especially, you know, we're picking kids that we want to be able to place at the NCAA level and at these higher ranks of junior hockey. And, you know, social media accounts do get checked by your superiors, and they do get looked at. So what you post does matter. And at the end of the day, if we open your account and there's a lot of stuff coaches don't like to see on there, we're probably going to pass on you and not reach out. We're not necessarily looking for that, and so it does matter, and you do need to build your own brand on there, and at least have some sort of presence of being a put together individual, and it matters for sure because everyone's got the Instagram accounts and everyone's checking them all the time.
Yeah, and it's super cool when players I coached and I see that they're doing their own things. They're starting their own skills page. They're getting into coaching and they're creating social media for that. Like I said, that's why I do this. They only can play for however long, and then what they do after, if they're saying in the hockey world, becoming a coach, like when kids reach out and say, hey, I want to become a coach or a skills coach because what you've taught me and the way you ran things, that at the end of the day is why I do this. That's what makes me sleep well at night.
The amount of growth we've had in a short time is immaculate, and we're kind of a well-known name now at these showcases, and the roster's kind of, we recruit it heavily, but we get lots of inquiries, and it kind of fills itself, and lots of natural attention and a little bit of a social media presence and things like that. So it's exciting to be in that position, and then also be able to attach this to the Thunderbirds College Prep team.
And the biggest thing, like I said, working one-on-one with these guys, helping them get to the next level wherever they want to go. And it's a unique opportunity for these players because we also don't carry 15 different teams. We have a U20, U18, and U16. So if we really wanted to make money off this thing, we could easily throw 10 different teams in there. And there's programs that do that, but we like to keep it pretty tight circle here, help out the correct families and players where they want to go. That's why I do this. I mean, at the end of the day, when I see my players move on and succeed in life, that's what makes me happy. They call this work for me. It's the opposite of work. I just love doing this.